Oh, good evening, Mrs. Rogers.
Is that the ball?
Aye.
Ah, dear old Betty. Have you remembered everything?
Well, I think so. Lemons, slip soles, cream, eggs, tomatoes, and butter. That's all, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So much to do, I don't know where to start. No maids to the morning, and all these guests arriving today.
Come on, now, calm down, Ethel. Everything is shipshape now. Place looks lovely, don't it, Fred?
Well, looks neat enough for me.
Right.
Kind of bare. But rich folks likes places bare, it seems.
Rich folks is queer.
Oh, he was a queer old sort of gentleman that's built this place. Spends a wicked lot of money on it, he did. Then gets tired of it and puts the old thing up for sale.
Beats me while the Owens wanted to buy it, living on a pile.
Oh, come off it now, Ethel. Get that stuff out into the kitchen. They're going to be here any minute now.
Making that steep climb next cruise for a drink, I suppose, like some others I know.
Oh, well, that be young Jim. I'll be getting along. There's 2 gentlemen arriving by car, I understand.
I should want at least 5 loaves in the morning and 8 pints of milk, remember?
Right.
Oh, and don't forget the oil for the engine, Fred. I better charge up tomorrow and have the lights running down.
It was held up on railway. It's at the station now. I'll bring it across first thing tomorrow.
Oh, and give a hand with the luggage, will you?
Aye.
Oh, I forgot to give the list of guests, Tom.
Thanks, Roger. Not a very classy looking lot, if you ask me. Let's see who we have here. Miss Claythorne. She'll probably be the secretary.
Don't hold much for secretaries. Worse than hospital nurses, then, looking gays and graces and looking down on us all.
Come on now, come on, quit your brows and get out into that lovely, expensive, up-to-date kitchen of yours.
Too many newfangled gadgets for my fancy. Come on, a bit of a time.
Stay on the plate, you can see how far to do it. Yeah, excuse me.
Thank you.
So, this is it.
Oh, it's perfectly lovely.
Miss Claythorne?
Oh, you're Rogers.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, Rogers. Will you bring up my luggage in Captain Lombard's?
Very good, miss.
You've been here before.
No, but I've heard a lot about the place.
Ah, from Mr. and Mrs. Owen?
No, old Johnny Brewer, a pal of mine. He built this house. It's a sad and poignant story.
A love story, no doubt.
Yes, saddest of all. He was a wealthy old boy and fell in love with the famous Lily Logan. Married her, bought the island and built the house for her.
Sounds most romantic.
Poor Johnny. He thought by cutting her off from the rest of the world, without even a telephone as a means of communication, that he could hold her.
But of course, the fair Lily tired of her ivory tower and escaped.
Johnny went back to Wall Street. Made a few more millions. And the place was sold.
And here we are. Well, I ought to find Mrs. Owen. The others will be up in a minute.
It would be very rude to leave me here by myself.
Oh, would it? Well, I wonder where she is.
She'll come along when she's ready. While we're waiting, do you think I could have a drink? I'm very dry.
Oh, of course you could.
Certainly is warm after that steep climb. What's yours?
Oh, no thanks. Not for me. Not on duty.
Good secretary is never off duty.
Really, this is exciting.
What?
All of this. The smell of the sea, the gulls, the beach in this lovely house. I think I'm going to enjoy myself here.
Yes, I think you are. I think we both are. Here's to you. Your bed, love.
Well, where is Mrs. Owen?
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Owen won't be down until tomorrow, miss. I thought you knew.
Tomorrow, but everyone's...
Yeah, here's a list of the guests that are expected, if you'd like to have it. The second boatload is just arriving now. Excuse me, sir.
Thank you.
Stone.
So awful. I say you will be sweet and milky, won't you?
I won't leave your side.
Thank you. You know, it seems rather silly to have brought only us in the first boat and all the rest in the second.
That, I'm afraid, was design, not accident.
But design, what do you mean?
I suggested to the boatman that there was no need to wait for any more passengers. That and 5 shillings soon started up the engine.
You shouldn't have done that.
Well, they're not a very exciting lot, are they?
Well, I thought the young man was rather nice looking.
Definitely callow, and very, very young.
Oh, well, I suppose you think a man in his 30s is more attractive.
I don't think, my darling. I know.
Wizard place you have here.
Oh, I'm Mrs. Owen's secretary. Mrs. Owen has been detained in London and won't be down until tomorrow.
Oh, too bad.
May I introduce Captain Lombard? Mr.
Marston, Anthony Marston.
Have a drink?
No, thank you.
What will you have? Gin? Whiskey? Sherry?
Oh, whiskey, I think.
Wonderful place around here.
I'm Mrs. Owen's secretary. Mrs. Owen has been detained in London and won't be down until tomorrow.
Say when.
Oh, whiskey.
How are you?
My name's Lombard. Have a drink, Mr.
Dix is the name.
Mr. Davis, Mr. Marston.
Ah, Mr. Marston, pleased to meet you. I don't mind if I do, Captain Lombard. Bit of a stiff climb up here, but what a view, what height. Reminds me of South Africa, this place.
Does it? What part?
Natal, Durban, you know.
Really?
Well, here's the chickens. Do you know South Africa?
Me? No.
Well, that's where I'm from. That's my natal state.
Interesting country, I should think.
Oh, the finest country in the world, sir. Gold, silver, diamonds, oranges, everything a man could want. Talk about a land flowing with beer and skittles.
Yeah. How do you do?
General Mackenzie, isn't it? I'm Mrs. Owen's secretary. Mrs. Owen has been detained in London and won't be down until tomorrow. May I introduce Captain Lombard, Mr. Marsden, and Mr. Davis?
Davis is the name.
Whiskey and soda, sir.
Thanks. You in the service?
Formerly in the King's African Rifles. Too tame for me in peacetime, I checked it.
Pity.
Where's Mrs. Owen?
Well, hello, Miss Brent. I'm Mrs. Owen's secretary. Mrs. Owen has been detained in London
And won't be down until tomorrow.
Indeed. Extraordinary. Did she miss the train?
Oh, yes, I expect so. Won't you have something? May I introduce Captain Lombard, General Mackenzie, Mr. Marston, I think you all met on the boat, and Mr.
Davis is the name. May I take your case?
Do let me get you a drink. A dry martini, a glass of sherry, whiskey and soda.
I never touch alcohol.
You never touch alcohol.
I suppose you know, young man, that you left us just standing there on the wharf.
Oh, well, I'm afraid, Miss Brent, I was to blame for that.
Seems to me most extraordinary that Mrs. Owen should not be here to receive her guests.
Perhaps she's just the sort of person who can't help missing trains.
That's what I reckon she is.
Not at all. Mrs. Owen isn't in the least like that.
Perhaps it was her husband's fault.
She hasn't got a husband. I should like to go to my room.
Oh, well, yes, of course. I'll take you there.
You'll find Mrs. Rogers upstairs, miss. She'll show you which room.
I'm afraid our host and hostess haven't arrived, sir. My name's Lombard.
Mine's Wargrave. How do you do?
How do you do? Have a drink, sir.
Yes, please. Whiskey. Straight.
How are you? Davis is the name. Wonderful place here. You know, it's quite unique, isn't it?
As you say, quite unique.
Badge of Berkeley rolled up yet?
Who did you say?
Badge of Berkeley. He wrote me in for this show. When's he coming?
I don't believe he is coming. No one of the name of Berkeley.
Oh, that dirty old double-crosser. He's let me down. Well, it's a pretty wizard island. Bravo, wizard girl, that secretary. She ought to liven things up a bit. I say, old man, what about dressing for dinner if there's time?
Let's go and explore.
Ooh, wizard.
Things are a bit at 6s and 7s with the Owens not turning up.
Oh, tricky, what? I say, wizard place for a holiday, what?
Aren't you going to sit down?
Well, to tell you the truth, you seem to be sitting in my chair.
Oh, I am sorry. I didn't realize you were one of the family.
Yes, not that exactly. To tell you the truth, I've never been here before. But you see, I live at the Benton Club half of the past 10 years, and my seat is just about there. Can't get used to sitting anywhere else.
It does become a bit of a habit.
Yes, it certainly does. Thank you. Well, it's not quite as good as the clubs, but it's a nice job. Tell you the truth, I was a bit surprised when I got this invitation. I haven't had anything of the kind for well over 4 years. Quite nicer than I thought.
Can I have your keys, sir?
Is Lady Constance Comington expected at dinner time?
Lady Constance Comington, I don't think so, sir, unless she's coming down with Mr. and Mrs. Owen.
No.
Can I have your keys, sir?
No thanks, I'll unpack myself.
But dinner is at 8 o'clock, sir. I'll show you to your room.
Please.
Allow me, sir. This way, please.
Here you are, sir. I'll call Rogers.
How are you? Davis is the name. Mine's Armstrong. Dr. Armstrong, I believe.
Yes.
I thought so. I never forget a face.
Don't tell me I've forgotten one of my patients.
Oh, nothing like that. I once saw you in court giving expert testimony.
Really, are you interested in the law?
Well, you see, I'm from South Africa, and naturally legal processes in this country are bound to enter the colonial.
Yes, of course.
Have a drink.
No, thank you, I'll never touch it.
So, do you mind if I do? Mine's empty.
Not a bit.
I've been having a bit of a look around the island. Wonderful place, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely wonderful. I thought to myself as I came across the mainland, what a haven of peace this was.
Yes, a little too peaceful for some, I dare say.
Wonderfully restful, wonderful for the nerves. I'm a nerve specialist, you know.
Yes, I know that. Did you come down by train?
Oh, no, I motored. I dropped in on a patient on the way. Wonderful recovery, great response.
The best part of 200 miles. How long did it take you?
Oh, I didn't hurry. I never hurry. It's bad for the nerves. Anyway, some mannerless young fellow nearly drove me into a ditch near Amesbury. He shot past me at about 80 miles an hour. Disgraceful bit of driving. She'd like to have had his number.
Ah, yes, and more people would take the numbers of these road young profiles.
Yes, yes. And if you'll excuse me, I should like to have a word with our host, Mr. Owen.
Oh, yes, but Mr. Owen wants me coming down. Oh, well.
You rang, sir?
Hi, what time's supper?
Dinner is at 8 o'clock, sir. 1/4 hour from now. I think tonight dressing will be optional.
You've got a good place here.
Thank you, sir.
Been here long?
Just under a week, sir.
Oh, is that all?
Yes, sir.
Then I suppose you don't know much about the crowd that's here, then?
No, sir.
All old friends of the family?
I really couldn't say, sir.
Oh, well. Oh, Rogers.
Yes, sir?
Do you think you could put some sandwiches and a bottle of beer in my room at night? I get an elephant appetite from the sea air.
I'll see what I can do, sir.
Well, I'll see that you won't lose by it. Where is my room?
I'll show you, sir.
Good, I can do with a bit of a wash and a brush up straight away.
Oh, what a mess. Oh, there you are, Rogers. You walk into these dirty glasses. Wouldn't be leaving the dirty work to me. Here I am with a 4 o'clock dinner on my hands and no one to help me. You mind coming and give me the dishing up? Who was it that you were talking to there, by the way?
Davis, South African gentleman. No class, if you ask me. No money either.
I don't like anything much. More like that bunch we had in the boarding house, I'd say.
Davis acts like he's a gentleman or something. You ought to see his underwear. Cheap as they come.
As I said, it's not treating us right. All these visitors arriving today and no maids in the morning. What do they think we are?
Well, the money is good.
So would it be? Catch me going into service again unless the money was good.
Well, it is good, so what are you going on about?
I can tell you this, Roger. I'm not staying any place where I'm going to come. Cooking is my business. I'm a good cook.
Oh, you're top rate, old girl. Top rate, really.
But the kitchen is my place. And housework's none of my business. All these guests. I wouldn't mind if I had to walk out and walk out now and go straight back to Plymouth.
Well, you can't do that, old girl.
Who says I can't? Why not? I should like.
You're living on an island, or had you forgotten that?
What's a fancy thing on an island?
No, I don't know that I do either come to that. No popping off to the pub or out to the pictures. Ah, well, it's double the wages because of the difficulties. And there's plenty of beer in the house.
All you ever think about beer.
Come on now, quit your nagging. Get out into that kitchen or your dinner's going to be spoiled.
Be spoiled anyway, I expect. Everybody's going to be late. I had to wait it on them anyway. You just thank goodness I didn't make a souffle. Dinner won't be a minute, miss. Just a question of dishing up.
Is everything all right, Rogers?
Oh, yes, miss. The missus talks a lot, but she gets the job done.
Okay. Isn't it a lovely evening?
Yes, the weather seems very settled.
How plainly one can hear the sea.
Such a pleasant sound.
There's hardly a breath of wind out. It's so deliciously warm. It's not like England at all.
I should think you might feel a bit uncomfortable in that dress.
Oh, no.
It's rather tight, isn't it?
I don't think so.
You'll excuse me, my dear, but you're a young girl and you've got your living to earn.
Yes.
A well-bred woman doesn't like her secretary to appear flashy. It looks, you know, as though you're trying to attract the attention of the opposite sex.
Would you say that I do attract them?
That's beside the point. A young woman who deliberately sets out to attract men won't keep her job long.
Well, surely that depends on who she's working for.
Really, Miss Claythorne?
Aren't you being a little unkind, Miss Brent?
Young people nowadays behave in the most disgusting fashion.
Disgusting?
Yes. Low-backed evening dresses, lying about half naked on the beaches, all this so-called sunbathing, an excuse for immodest conduct, nothing more. Familiarity, Christian names, drinking cocktails. And the young men nowadays, decadent. Look at that young Marston, what good is he? And that Captain Lombard.
Oh, really? What do you object to in Captain Lombard? I should say he's a man who's led a very varied and interesting life.
The man's an adventurer. All this younger generation's no good. No good at all.
Oh, you don't like youth, I see.
What do you mean?
I was just remarking that you don't like young people.
And is there any reason why I should, pray?
Oh, no. It just seems to me that you must miss an awful lot.
You're very impertinent.
I'm sorry, but that's just what I think.
The world will never improve until we stamp out immodesty.
Quite pathological.
What did you say?
Nothing.
What about the old boy?
Oh, he looks rather like an old tortoise, don't you think so?
All judges look like tortoises. They have that venomous way of darting their heads in and out. Mr. Justice Walgrave is no exception.
I hadn't realized he was a judge.
Oh, yes. Hello, you. Do you two know each other, Dr. Armstrong, Miss Claythorne? Armstrong and I were just remarking how old Walgrave sort of...
Oh, shh. I heard you. But he, I think...
Miss Brent?
Oh, Sir Lawrence, there's something I want to ask you. Would you come out here?
Remarkably nice young lady.
Not like motoring Frank, you would really let go. Absolutely whiz car. A supercharged sports Mulati car lot. If you don't seen any of them on the road, I can get over 100 out of it.
Oh, did you come down from London?
Yes, 208 miles, and I did it in just a bit over 4 hours. Too many cars on the road, though, to keep it up. Touch 90 going over Salisbury Plain, not too bad, eh?
Yes, I believe you passed me on the road.
Oh, yeah?
Nearly drove me into a ditch.
Did I? Sorry.
If I'd seen your number, I certainly would have reported you.
But you were footling along in the middle of the road.
Footling? Me footling?
Oh, well, now, what about a drink? Gentlemen.
Good idea. Will you have one, Miss Claythorne?
Oh, no, thank you.
Good evening, Mrs. Owen.
Why, Mrs. Owen?
You make the most attractive wife for any wealthy businessman.
Do you always flirt so outrageously?
Always.
Oh, well, now we know.
Tell me, what's old Miss Brent talking to the judge about? She tried to buttonhole him upstairs.
No, I don't know. But it's funny, she seemed so definite that there wasn't a Mr. Owen.
You don't think that Mrs. Owen did everything? Could be on.
What, married, you mean?
Damn shame we didn't know each other. I could have given you a lift down.
Oh, yes, that would have been grand.
I'd like to show you what I can do across Salisbury Plain. Tell you what, maybe we can ride back together.
Oh, I don't know.
But it seems damn silly. I've got an empty car.
Yes, but she likes the way she's going back.
Oh, no.
I-
Aren't they sweet? Those 10 little Indians. And there's the old nursery rhyme,
What are you
too.
talking about? What Indians? What wrong?
10 little Indian boys going out to dine. One choked his little self and then there were 9. 9 little Indian boys sat up very late. One overslept himself and then there were 8.
Let's see. 8 little Indian boys traveling in Devon. One got left behind, and then there were 7. That's good.
Silence, please. You are charged with these indictments, that you did respectively and at divers times commit the following. Edward Armstrong, that you did cause the death of Louisa Mary Cleves. William Henry Bloor, that you brought about the death of James Stephen Landor. Emily Caroline Brent, that you were responsible for the drowning of Beatrice Taylor. Vera Elizabeth Claythorne, that you killed Peter Ogilvy Hamilton. Philip Lombard, that you were guilty of the deaths of 21 men, members of an East African tribe. Anthony James Marsden, that you were guilty of the murder of John and Lucy Combs. John Gordon Mackenzie, that you sent your wife's lover, Arthur Richmond, to his death. Lawrence John Walgrave, that you were guilty of the murder of Edward Seaton. Thomas Rogers and Ethel Rogers, that you brought about the death of Jennifer Grady.
Please.
All right.
Mind your head, please.
Oh, she's fainted, that's all. She'll be around in a moment. Now, please, get some brandy. Rogers, some brandy.
Who's that speaking? It sounded like...
What's that? What kind of practical jokes is
Where the
this?
devil did that voice come from? Here we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, silence
You turn
please.
it off, it's
This
horrible.
reasonable thought is a practical joke.
You think it's a joke, do you?
What else could it be?
At the moment, I'm not prepared to give an opinion.
Who the devil turned it on for instead of
We
going?
must inquire into that.
Oh, dear me. Oh,
Allow me,
dear me.
madam. Allow me, sir, if I speak with Ethel. Ethel, it's all right, dear. Pull yourself together now, Ethel. Pull yourself together.
You'll be all right now, Mrs. Rogers. Just a nasty turn.
Did I faint, sir?
Yes.
His voice, that awful voice, like a judgment.
Where's the brandy?
Here, sir.
Here, Mrs. Rogers, drink this.
I'm all right now. I just gave me a
Well,
turn.
of course it did. Gave you a turn, too. Wicked lies it was. Wicked lies. I would like to know.
Who was it put that record on the gramophone? Was it you, Rogers?
I was just obeying orders, sir.
Whose orders?
Mr. Owens.
Let me get this quite clear. Mr. Owen's orders were what exactly?
I was to put the record on the gramophone in the study. I'd find it in the drawer. I was to start with that one. I thought it was just to give you all some music, is all right?
Remarkable story.
Well, it's a truth, sir. So help me, it's a truth. I didn't know what it was, not for a minute. It had a name on it. I thought it was just a bit of music.
Is there a title?
The title? Yes, sir. It's entitled Swan Song.
I think it's preposterous. Preposterous! Slinging accusations about like this. Something must be done about it. This fellow Owen, whoever he is.
That's just it. Who is he?
We must look into that very carefully. I should suggest that you get your wife to bed, Rogers, and then come back here.
Oh, yes, sir.
I'll give you a hand.
Thank you, Doctor.
Will she be all right, Doctor?
Oh, yes, quite all right.
Well, don't know about you, but I feel I need another drink.
I agree.
I'll get them.
Preposterous, that's what it is. Preposterous.
Whiskey for you, Sir Lawrence?
I should like to have a glass of water, please.
Oh, well, yes, I'll get it for you. I'll have a little whiskey, too, please.
She'll be all right, everyone. I've given her a mild sedative. Well, now then, Doctor, you want a drink after all this? No, thank you. I never touch it. So you said. You have one, General? Ah, okay.
Now then, Rogers, tell us what you know of Mr. Owen.
Well, he owns this place, sir.
Oh, I'm aware of that fact. What I want you to tell me is what you yourself know of the man.
Well, I can't say so. You see, I've never seen him.
What do you mean you've never seen him?
Well, we've only been here just under a week, sir, my wife and I. We were hired by letter through an agency, the Regina in Plymouth.
Ah, now, you know, that's a high-class firm. We can check on that.
Oh, yes, sir.
Have you got that letter?
The letter engaging us? Why, yes, sir. Here it is, sir.
Now, go on.
Well, we arrived like the letter said on the 4th. Everything was in good order, plenty of food and stuff, everything very nice. Just needed a little dust and, you know, that sort of thing.
What next?
Well, nothing. Well, we was to prepare the rooms for a house guest 8. And then, and yesterday by the morning post, I received another letter telling us that Mr. and Mrs. Owen would be delayed and we was to do it, carry on the best we could. And it gave instructions about dinner and putting the record on the gramophone. Here it is, sir.
At a Dritz Hotel in typewritten.
This looks like a coronation machine, number 5. It's quite new, there are no defects. Instant paper, the most common make. We shan't get much out of this. I suppose we could check it for fingerprints, but it has been handled too much.
Quite the little detective.
Got a fancy lot of Christian names, hasn't he? Ulick Norman Owen. It's quite a mouthful.
I'm obliged to you, Mr. Marston. You have drawn my attention to a curious and suggestive point. I think the time has come for all of us to pool our information regarding our unknown host. We are all his guests, and I think it would be profitable if each one of us were to explain exactly how they came about.
There is something very peculiar about all of this. I received a letter with a signature that was not easy to read. It purported to be from a woman I met at a certain summer resort 2 or 3 years ago. I took the name to be Ogden. I'm quite certain I've never met or become familiar with anyone of the name Owen.
Have you got that letter, Miss Brent?
Yes, I'll fetch it for you.
Thank you. Miss Claythorne?
Well, I never actually met Mrs. Owen. I wanted a holiday post and I applied to a secretarial agency, Miss Grenfell's in London. I was offered this post and accepted.
You had no interview with your prospective employer?
No. I do have the letter.
Thank you. Indian Island, Sticklehaven, Devon. I received your name from Miss Grenfield's agency. I understand she knows you personally. Shall pay you the salary you ask. I tells you a train to come on and encloses £5 for expenses. Yours truly, Una Nancy Owen. Mr. Marston?
Don't actually know the Owens. Got a wire from a pal of mine. Badge of birthday. It told me to roll up here. That surprised me a bit because I had an idea the old horse had gone to Norway. I haven't kept the wire.
Well, thank you. Dr. Armstrong?
Oh, well, under the circumstances, I think I may admit that my visit here is professional. Mr. Owen wrote me that he was worried about his wife's health, and her nerves to be exact. He wanted to get a report without her being alarmed, so therefore suggested my visit be regarded as that of an ordinary guest.
And you had no previous acquaintance with the family?
No.
Yet you had no hesitation in obeying the summons?
Well, a calling of mine was mentioned, along with a handsome fee. I was due for a holiday anyway.
Thank you. Dear Miss Brent, I do hope you remember me. I'm starting the guest house of my own on an island off the coast of Devon with none of this nudity and gramophone talent tonight. I would like you to be my guest here. Same train, signed yours sincerely, Ewan. Yes, the signature is slightly ambiguous.
I like the nudity touch.
Here's my own decoy letter from an old friend of mine, Lady Constance Comington. She writes in her usual vague and coherent way and urges me to join her here. Refers to her host and hostess in the vaguest of terms.
Look here, I just...
In a moment.
But I think that
We will take one thing at a time, if you don't mind, Captain Lombard. General Mackenzie?
Got the letter from this fellow Owen. I thought I must have met him sometime at the club. He mentioned some cronies of mine who were to be here. Hope I didn't excuse you from an invitation. I haven't kept the letter, I'm afraid.
And you, Captain Lombard?
Same sort of thing. Invitation mentioning mutual friends. I haven't kept the wire either.
I'm interested in a minor detail. Amongst the names received was that of William Henry Bloor. But as far as we know, there was no one by that name amongst us. There was no mention, however, of a Davis. What have you to say about that, Mr. Davis?
Well, cat's out of the bag, it seems. I suppose I'd better admit my name is not Davis.
Then you are William Henry Bloor?
That's right.
I can add something to that. Not only are you here under a false name, Mr. Bloor, but in addition, I've noticed this evening that you're a first-class liar. You claim to come from Natal, South Africa. I know Natal and South Africa quite well, and am prepared to swear that you've never set foot there in your life.
Well, you gentlemen have me all wrong. I'm an ex-CID man.
Oh, a copper.
I've got my credentials, and I can prove it. I run a detective agency in Plymouth, and I was put on to this job.
By whom?
By Mr. Owen. Sent me a nice money order for expenses, and said that I was to come down here and join the house party, posing as a guest. He also sent me a list of all your names, and said that I was to keep an eye on you all.
Any reason given?
Well, he said that Mrs. Owen had some valuable jewels. What, Mrs. Owen? No, I don't believe there is any such person.
Your suspicions, I think, are justified. You lick Norman Owen, Una Nancy Owen. Each time, that is to say, U.N. Owen. Or by a slight stretch of fancy, unknown.
That's fantastic. It's mad.
Yes, I've no doubt in my mind that we've been invited here by a madman. Probably a dangerous homicidal lunatic.
Oh, my God.
And whoever it is who has enticed us here, that person has taken the time to find out a very great deal about us. A very great deal. And out of his knowledge concerning us has formed certain definite accusations. I wish to say this. Our unknown friend accuses me of the death of Edward Seaton. I remember Seaton perfectly well. He was brought before me for trial in June 1930 for the murder of an elderly woman. He was ably defended and made a good impression on the jury in the witness box. Nevertheless, on the evidence, he was certainly guilty. I summed up accordingly, and the jury brought back that verdict. In passing sentence of death, I fully concurred. There was an appeal lodged on the grounds of misdirection. The appeal was dismissed, and the man was duly executed. I wish to say before you all that my conscience is perfectly clear on the matter. I did my duty and nothing more. I passed sentence on a rightly convicted murderer.
Did you know Seaton at all? I mean, personally.
I knew nothing of Stephen previous to the trial.
The fella's a madman, wrapped a bee in his bonnet. Got the hold of the wrong end of the stick all around. It isn't really to leave these sort of things unanswered. However, I feel I ought to say no truth whatsoever in what he said about young Arthur Richmond. Richmond was one of my officers. I sent him on reconnaissance in 1917. He was killed. Also like to say resent very much the slur on my wife. Been dead a long time. Best woman in the world. Absolutely Caesar's wife.
I've just been thinking. John and Lucy Combs. Must have been a couple of kids I ran over near Cambridge. Beastly bad luck.
For you or for them?
Well, I was thinking for me. Of course, you're right. It was damn bad luck for them, too. Of course, it was pure accident. They ran out of some college or other. Had my license suspended for a year. Beastly nuisance.
The speeding is all wrong. All wrong, I tell you. Young men like you are a danger to the community.
Well, I couldn't help it. Just an accident, that's all.
Excuse me, sir. Pardon me, sir. May I say a word?
Go ahead, Rogers.
There was a mention, sir, of me, Mrs. Rogers, and Miss Jennifer Brady. Not a word of truth in it, sir. We were with Miss Brady when she died. She was always in poor health. The terrible storm the night she died, and telephone was out of order. I couldn't get the doctor to her. I had to go for him on foot, but he came too late. Devoted we were to her, sir, devoted. Never a word said against us. Never a word said against us.
But you came into a nice little something on her death, didn't you?
Miss Brady left us a legacy in recognition of our faithful service, sir. And why not, I'd like to know?
What about yourself, Mr. Blue?
What about me?
Your name was on the list.
Oh, I know. Let's see. Landlord, you mean. That was the London and Commercial Bank robbery.
I remember the name, although it wasn't put before me. Nando was convicted on your evidence. You were the police officer in charge of the case.
I wasn't a lawyer.
He got hard labor for life and died at Dartmoor a year later. It was a delicate man.
Oh, he was a crook. It was him who put the night watch now. Well, the case was clear from the start.
You were complimented, I think, on your able handling the case?
Well, I got my promotion. Well, you know, I was only doing my duty.
Convenient word, duty.
Well,
What about you, Doctor?
No, I'm at a loss to understand this entire matter. The name meant nothing to me. What was it? Fleas, clothes? I don't remember a patient of that name, or it's being connected with the death in any way. Things a complete mystery to me. Of course, it is a long time ago. It may well have been one of my operation cases in hospital. They come so late, so many of these people, and then when the patient dies, it's always the surgeon's fault.
Then it's better to take up nerve cases and give up surgery. Some, of course, give up drink.
I protest! You've no right to insinuate such things. I never touch alcohol.
My dear fellow, I never suggested you did. Anyway, Mr. Unknown is the only one with all the facts.
Miss Claythorne?
I was nursery governess to Peter Hamilton. We were in Cornwall for the summer. He was forbidden to swim out far. But one day when my attention was distracted, he started off. As soon as I saw what had happened, I swam after him, but I couldn't get there in time.
There was an inquest.
Oh, yes, I was exonerated by the coroner. His mother didn't blame me either.
Thank you. Miss Brent?
I have nothing to say.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Then you reserve your defense?
There's no question of defense. I have always acted according to the dictates of my conscience.
What a law-abiding lot we all seem to be. Myself excepted.
We are waiting for your story, Captain Lombard.
I haven't got the story.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry to disappoint all of you. It's just that I plead guilty. It's perfectly true. I left those natives alone in the bush. A matter of self-preservation.
You abandoned your men?
Not quite the act of a puka sahib, I'm afraid. But after all, self-preservation's a man's first duty. And natives don't mind dying, you know. They don't feel about it as Europeans do.
Well, our inquiry rests there. Now then, Rogers, who else is on this island besides ourselves, you and your wife?
Nobody, sir, nobody at all.
Are you sure of that?
Oh, yes, sir, quite sure.
Thank you. Oh, don't go, Rogers. I'm not yet clear as to the purpose of our unknown host in getting us to assemble here. In my opinion, he's dangerous. It might be wise if we were all to leave this island as soon as possible. I suggest that we leave tonight.
Quite so. I beg your pardon, sir, but there's no boat on the island.
No boat at all?
No, sir.
Then why don't you telephone to the main line?
Well, there's no telephone use. Fred Narcott, he comes in the morning and he brings the bread and the milk and the post and the papers, and he takes the orders.
A bit unsporting, what? We ought to ferret out the mystery before we go. Well, the whole thing's like a detective story, positively thrilling.
Oh, at my time of life, I have no desire for thrills.
Ah, the legal life's narrowing. I'm all for crime. Here's to it.
Please, Mr. Marston.
Oh,
Mr. Marston.
you're quite
Mr.
quite
Marston.
Oh.
My God, he's dead.
Dead? You mean the fellow just choked and died?
You can call it a choking fit if you like, but he's died by asphyxiation right now.
Never knew a man could die like that. Just a choking fit.
In the midst of life, we are in death.
A man does not die of a mere choking fit, General Mackenzie. Mr. Marston's death is not what I would call a natural death.
Was there something in the whiskey?
Yes, by the smell of it, cyanide, probably potassium cyanide. It works very quickly.
Then he must have put the stuff in the glass himself.
Suicide, hey? No, that's a rum go.
No, you'd never think that he'd commit suicide. He was so alive, he was enjoying himself.
Oh, look. Here's one of the little Indians off the mantelpiece. Broken.
We've been up to the top and there's no sign of the boat yet.
Well, it's very early still.
Oh, I know. Still the fellow brings the milk and the bread and all that. I know I thought you'd have gotten it for this. No breakfast yet? Well, where is that fellow?
Don't let's bother about breakfast, please.
How's the weather looking?
The wind's freshened a bit, so there's rather a immaculate sky. You know, the old boy on the train yesterday said we would do the dirty weather. I shouldn't wonder if he was right.
I wish that boat would come. The sooner we get off this island, the better. It's absurd not keeping a boat here.
Well, there's no problem at all. If the wind came to blow from the southeast, a boat would be dashed to pieces against the rocks.
But a boat would always be able to make it from the mainland.
Oh, no, that's just what it's a stretch.
You mean we should be cut off from the land?
Yes, condensed milk, with tinned meats, until the gale had blown itself out. But you needn't worry, the sea's only a bit choppy.
I think the pleasures of island living are rather overrated.
I wonder if that boat's coming yet. It's absolutely annoying the way this house is built. Stand up against the cliff. You can't even see the mainland till you find the top. Shall we have another look?
Oh, it's no good, Doctor. You know, a watch pot never boils. There was no sign of the boat putting out word of it just now.
What can this man Noricott be doing?
They're all like that, Devon, you know. They never hurry themselves.
Rogers. Where's Rogers? He ought to be about.
If you ask me, Rogers was pretty badly robbed last night.
Yes, I know. Gasping this whole thing.
He got the wind up properly. You know, I'd take an even bet that he and his missus did do that old lady in.
You really think so?
Well, I never saw a man more scared. Guilty as hell, I should say.
Fantastic. This whole thing is fantastic.
You know, I'd say, suppose he's haunted.
Who? Rogers? There isn't any way he could have. There's no boat on the island. You've just said so yourself.
Yes, but I've been thinking. We only have Rogers' word on that. Suppose there is one, and he's nipped off in it the first thing.
No, he wouldn't be allowed to leave the island.
Sleep well, General?
I dreamed. Yes, I dreamed.
I don't wonder at that.
I dreamed of Leslie. My wife, you know.
Oh, yes. Well, I wish that fellow Narcott would come.
Who is Narcott?
The bloke who brought us over yesterday afternoon.
Was it only yesterday?
Yes, I feel like that too. Batty gramophone records, suicides. It's about all man can stand. I shan't be sorry to see the back of Indian Island. I'll give you my word on that.
So you don't understand.
What's that, General?
How strange.
I don't like the looks of him.
I reckon young Marston's suicide must have been a pretty bad shock to him.
Where is that poor young fellow now?
Oh, he's in the study. I put him there myself.
But Dr. Armstrong, I suppose it was a suicide.
What else could it be?
Oh, I don't know, but suicide.
You know, I had a funny feeling the night. This Mr. Unknown Owen. Suppose he is on the island. Rogers mayn't know. Or may have been told to say so. Pretty nasty thought, isn't it?
But would it have been possible for anyone to tamper with Marston's drink without us seeing him?
Well, they were standing up there. Anybody could have dropped all the cyanide into it.
Oh, but that would have been
There you are,
impossible.
Doctor. I've been looking all over for you, sir. Would you come up and look at my wife, please?
Yes, is she under the weather still?
Please, Doctor, please, if you come
Of
up
course,
now.
yes. Don't leave without me, will you?
Oh, I wish that boat would come. I hate this place.
Yes, the sooner we get in touch with the police, the better.
The police?
The police have to be notified in the case of a suicide, Miss Claythorne.
Oh, well, yes, of course.
Now, what's going on here? There's absolutely no sign of any breakfast yet.
Are you hungry, General? Are you feeling like breakfast?
Leslie? Leslie, my dear?
No, I'm not. I'm Vera Claythorne.
Oh, of course. Forgive me. I took you for my wife.
Oh,
I'm waiting for her, you see.
but I thought your wife was dead long ago.
Yes, I thought so too. But I was wrong. She's here, on this island.
Good morning.
Good morning, Captain Lombard.
Good morning. Seem to have overslept myself.
Yes.
Is the boat here yet?
No.
A bit late, isn't it?
Yes.
Good morning. You and I could have had a swim before breakfast. Too bad all this.
Yes, it's too bad you overslept yourself.
You must have good nerves to sleep like that.
Nothing makes me lose my sleep.
Didn't dream of being African natives by any chance, did you?
Did you dream of convicts on Dartmoor?
Now look, I don't think that's very funny, Captain Lombard.
Well, you started it, you know.
Well, I suppose I did.
I'm hungry. What about breakfast?
The whole domestic staff seems to have gone on strike.
Oh, well, we can always board for ourselves, yes?
Hello, that's strange.
What is?
Well, you remember we found one of these little fellows smashed last night.
Yes, that ought to leave now.
That ought to leave 9. Well, I'm certain there were 10 of them here when we arrived.
Well,
There are only 8.
so there are.
I think it's queer, don't you?
Probably only 9 to begin with. We assumed there were 10 because of the crime. Hello, Monstro. What's the matter?
Mrs. Rogers is dead.
How?
What? She died in her sleep. Rogers thought she was still under the influence of the sleeping draught I gave her and came down without disturbing her. He lit the kitchen fire and did this room, and as she hadn't appeared, he went up. Was alarmed by her appearance and came hunting for me. She's been dead about 5 hours, I should say.
And what's the harm?
It's impossible to say. It may have been.
Well, after all, she had a pretty bad shock last night.
Yes, I know.
Could she have been poisoned?
That is perfectly possible.
By the same stuff as young Marston?
No, not cyanide. It would have had to have been some narcotic or hypnotic. One of the barbiturates, chloral, something like that.
Well, you gave us some sleeping powders last night, didn't you?
Yes, I gave her a mild dose of luminol.
Didn't give her too much, but...
Certainly not. What do you mean by that?
All right, no offense. I just thought perhaps, if she had a weak heart.
The amount I gave her could not have hurt anyone.
Then what exactly did happen?
It's impossible to say without an autopsy.
In a case of one of your private patients, if a death had occurred, what would have been your procedure?
Without any previous knowledge of her state of health, I could not issue a certificate.
Well, she was a very nervous-looking creature. She had a terribly bad fright last night. Perhaps it was heart failure.
Her heart certainly failed to beat. What caused her to fail?
Conscience!
What do you mean by that, Miss Brent?
You all heard. She was accused, together with her husband, of having deliberately murdered her former employer, an elderly lady.
You think that's true, Miss Brent?
Certainly. You saw her last night. The shock of having her wickedness brought home to her was too much for her. She literally died of fear.
Oh, that is a possible theory, but one cannot adopt it without exact knowledge of her state of health. If there was a latent cardiac
Call it,
weakness, I...
if you prefer, an act of God.
Oh, no, Miss Brent.
You believe it impossible that a sinner should be struck down by the wrath of God? I do not.
My dear lady, in my experience of ill-doing, Providence leaves the work of conviction and chastisement to us mortals. And the process is often fraught with difficulties. There are no shortcuts.
Oh, let's be practical. Now, what did the woman have to eat and drink last night after she went to bed?
Nothing.
Nothing at all. Not a cup of tea or a glass of water. I bet you a cup of tea. You know, that's what always does.
Rogers assures me she had nothing whatever.
Well, you know, he might say so.
So that's your idea.
Well, why not? You all heard the accusation last night. What if it is true? Miss Brent thinks it is for one. Rogers and his missus did the old lady in, and they're feeling quite safe and well happy about it.
Happy?
Well, they know they're in no immediate danger. Then last night, some lunatic goes and spills the beans. What happens? Why, it's the woman who cracks. Goes to pieces. Did you see him hanging over her when she was coming to? Not all husband is solicitude, not on your sweet life. He was like a cat on box. And that's the position. They've done a murder and they've gotten away with it. But now that it's all going to be raked up again, it's the woman who's going to give the show away. She hasn't got the nerve to brazen it out. She's a living danger to her husband, and that's what she is. And him, well, he's all right. He'll go on lying till the cows come home. But you can't be sure of her. So what does he do? He drops a nice doll, puts something into a nice cup of tea, and when she's had it, he washes the cup and the saucer and tells the doctor she ain't had nothing.
Oh, no, that's impossible. A man wouldn't do that to his own wife.
No, you'd be surprised, Miss Claiborne, what some husbands would do.
The really significant thing is the failure of the boat to arrive.
Yes, it means we're being deliberately called from help.
Very little time. Very little time.
What's that, General?
We mustn't waste time talking about things that don't matter.
Oh, so, what are we going to do?
Why do you think Northcott hasn't shown up?
You biggest Mr. Owen has given orders.
You mean told him it's a practical joke or something of that kind?
Well, he'd never fall for that, would he?
Why not? Indian Island's got the reputation for people having crazy parties. This is just another crazy idea, that's all. Northcott knows there's plenty of food and drink on the island. Probably thinks it's all a huge joke.
But couldn't we light a bonfire up on the top of the island so that they see it?
That's probably been provided against. All signals to be ignored. We're cut off, all right.
Can't we do something?
Oh, yes, we can do something. We can find the funny gentleman who staged this little joke. Oh, Mr. Unknown Owen. I'll bet you anything you like he's somewhere loose on the island. And the sooner we find him, the better. Because, in my opinion, he's as mad as a hatter and as dangerous as a rattlesnake.
Oh, hardly a good simile, Captain Lombard. The rattlesnake gives warning of its approach.
Warning? My God, yes, man. That's our warning. 10 little Indian boys. There were 10 of us after Northcott left, weren't there? Yes, that's right. 10 little Indian boys went out to dine. One went and choked himself. Marston choked himself, didn't he? And then 9 little Indian boys sat up very late. One overslept himself. Overslept himself. That last part fits Mrs. Rogers rather well, doesn't it?
Why, you don't think that... Do you mean that he wants to kill us all?
Yes, I think he does.
And each one fits in with that rhyme?
No! It's impossible. It's coincidence. It must be coincidence.
Only 8 little Indian boys here. I suppose that's coincidence too? What do you think, Lord?
Well, I don't like it.
But there's nobody else on the island.
Well, I'm not so sure of that.
Oh, God, this is terrible.
None of us will ever leave this island.
Oh, can't somebody shut him up?
Don't you agree with me, Sir Lawrence?
Up to a point, yes.
Then the sooner we get to work, the better. Come on, Armstrong. Come on, Bob. We'll make short work of it.
All right, ready? Nobody's got a revolver by any chance. I suppose that's too much to hope for.
I've got one.
Always carry that about with you.
Usually. I've been in some tight places, you know.
Well, you've probably never been in a tighter place than you are today. You know, if there is a homicidal maniac hiding on this island, he's probably got a whole arsenal on him, and he'll use it.
You may be wrong there, Mr. Blower. Many homicidal maniacs appear to be very quiet, unassuming people.
Delightful fellows.
We never know there was anything wrong with them.
Well, if Mr. Unknown Owen turns out to be one of that kind, we'll even do you Doctor. Now then, I suggest until we make a start of it. Captain Lombard, why don't you search the house, and we'll do the island.
Right. House ought to be easy. No sliding panels or secret doors.
Well, mind he doesn't hit you before you hit him.
Don't worry. But you two had better stick together. Remember, one got left behind.
That's right. Come on, Armstrong.
A willing gentleman, Captain Lombard?
Well, don't you think he's right? If there is someone hiding on the island, they'll be bound to find him. It's practically bare rock.
And what this problem needs to solve it is brain rather than brawn.
Where are you going?
I'm going to sit in the sun and think, my dear young lady.
Where did I put that other skein of yarn?
Oh, did you leave it upstairs? Shall I go see if I can find it for you?
No, I'll go. I know where it's likely to be.
I'm glad Captain Lombard has got a revolver.
They're all wasting time. Wasting time.
Do you think so?
Yes. It's much better to sit quietly and wait.
Wait for what?
For the end, of course. Wished I could find Leslie.
Your wife?
Yes. I wished you could have known her. She was so pretty, so gay.
Was she?
I loved her very much. Of course, I was much older than she was. She was only 27, you know. Arthur Richmond is 26. He was my ADC. Leslie liked him. I was pleased. I thought she took a motherly interest in the boy. Damn fool, wasn't I? Exactly like a book, the way I found out. When I was out in France, she wrote us both. Put the letters in the wrong envelope. So I knew. Sorry, my dear. It was a long time ago. But you see, I loved her very much. I believed in her. I never said anything to him. I just let it gather inside. Here. A slow, murderous rage. Damn young hypocrite. I liked the boy. Trusted him.
I wonder what the others are doing.
I sent him to his death.
You did what?
It was quite easy. Mistakes were being made all the time. All anyone could say is I'd lost my nerve a bit, made a blunder, sacrificed one of my best men. Yes, it was quite easy. Leslie never knew. I never told her I found out. We went on as usual, but somehow nothing was ever quite real anymore. She died of pneumonia. She had a hot-chipped face and gray eyes and hair that curled.
You don't, please.
Yes. I suppose in a way it was murder. I didn't feel that way at the time. Damn well serves him right, that's what I thought. But after... Well, you know, don't you?
What do you mean?
You don't understand. I thought you would. I thought you'd be glad too that the end was coming.
I don't...
We're all going to die, you know.
I don't know.
You're very young. You haven't gotten to that yet. The relief, the blessed relief to know that you don't with it all. That you don't have to carry the burden any longer.
General.
Don't talk to me. You don't understand. I want to sit here and wait. Wait for Leslie to come for me.
All correct. No secret passage. One cost.
Don't.
I say, you do look low. How about a drink to steady your nerves?
A drink. There's 2 corpses in the house at 9 o'clock in the morning and all you say is have a drink? That old man is going quite crackers. Have a drink. 10 people accused of murder. Oh, that's all right. Just have a drink. Everything's fine so long as you have a drink.
All right. Stay thirsty.
Oh, you make me so tired.
I say, you are Heather. What's the matter, my sweet?
I'm not your sweet.
I'm sorry. I rather thought you were.
Think again.
Come now. You know you really don't feel like that. We've got something in common, you and I. Rogues and murderers can't...
Rogues and murderers.
Okay. So you don't like the company of rogues and murderers. And you won't have a drink. I'll go and finish searching.
A pleasant young man. I can't find it anywhere. Is anything the matter?
I'm worried about the general. He really is ill, I think.
Looking out for the boat, General? His sin has found him out.
Oh, don't, Miss French.
One must face facts.
Can Can any of us afford to throw stones?
Even if his wife was no better than she should be, and she must have been a depraved woman, he had no right to take judgment into his own hands.
Well, what about Beatrice Taylor?
Who?
That was the name, wasn't it?
You're referring to that absurd accusation against myself.
Yes, I am.
Now that we're alone, I have no objection to telling you the facts of the case. Indeed, I should like you to hear them. It wasn't a fit subject to discuss before gentlemen last evening. That girl, Beatrice Taylor, was in my service. She had nice manners, was clean and willing. I was very pleased with her at first. Of course, all that was sheerest hypocrisy. She was a loose girl with low morals, disgusting. It was some time before I discovered she was what they call in trouble. It was a great shock to me.
What happened?
Naturally, I refused to keep her another hour under my roof. No one will ever say I condone immorality.
Did she drown herself?
Yes.
How old was she?
17.
17.
Quite old enough to know how to behave. I told her she was a low, depraved thing. I told her she was beyond the pale and no decent folk would ever have her in their home again. I told her her child would be the child of sin and branded all its life. The man would naturally not dream of marrying her. I told her I felt soiled by ever having had her under my roof.
You told a girl of 17 all that?
Yes, I'm glad to say I broke her down utterly.
Oh, little devil.
I've no patience with this indulgence toward sin.
And then I suppose you turned her out of the house, didn't you?
Of course.
And she didn't dare go home. What did you feel like when you found she drowned herself?
Feel like?
Yes, didn't you blame yourself?
Certainly not. I had nothing with which to reproach myself.
I believe you really feel that way. God, that makes it even more horrible.
The girl's unbalanced. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. In the net which they hid is their own foot taken. The Lord is known by the judgment he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands.
Breakfast is ready, miss.
The wicked shall be turned into hell. Be quiet.
Excuse me, miss. Do you know where the gentlemen are? Breakfast is ready.
Well, Sir Lawrence Wargrave is sitting outside in the sun. Dr. Armstrong and Mr. Glore are out searching the island. I shouldn't bother about them.
Shall not the isle shake at the sound of the call, when the wounded cry and the slaughter is made in the midst of thee?
Breakfast is
Shall
ready,
we go
sir.
in, Miss Brent?
I don't feel like eating. Then shall all the princes come down from their thrones, and lay away their robes, and put off their broidered garments. They shall clothe themselves with trembling. They shall sit upon the ground, and tremble in the moment.
Reading aloud, Miss Brent.
And be astonished at thee. It is my custom to read a portion of the Bible every day.
Well, very good habit, I'm sure.
Well, did you have any luck at all?
There's no cover off the island, no caves. No one can hide anywhere.
That's right. What about the house, Lord?
No one. I'll stake my life. There's no one in this house but ourselves. I've been over it from attic to cellar.
Breakfast is getting cold.
Breakfast? Well, come on, Paul. You've been yelping for breakfast ever since you got up. Let's eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. Or who
You
knows?
ought to be ashamed of such levity, Captain Lawford.
Who knows? Perhaps even today. Come on, General, come have this breakfast. I say, sir.
Oh, Miss Brent, that's your own.
Good God. One God left behind.
What?
With a knife.
Oh,
He's dead.
No, he can't be. Now who could have done it? There's only us on the island.
Yes, exactly, my dear sir. Don't you realize that this clever and cunning criminal is always comfortably one stage ahead of us? that he knows exactly what we're going to do next and makes his plans accordingly. There's only one place, you know, where a successful murderer could hide and have a reasonable chance of getting away with it.
Well, one place. Where?
Right here in this room. Mr. Elwood is one of us. Mr. Blow?
I wanted to wait a good look. You know, you were right when you said this morning, this damn murderer is one of us, and I think I know which one.
Really?
Well, did you ever hear of the Lizzie Borden case in America? Old couple killed with an axe in the middle of the morning. Well, the only person who could have done it was their daughter, respectable, middle-aged spinster. Incredible. Why, so incredible she was acquitted. But they never found any other explanation.
So your answer to the problem is this Miss Emily Brent?
Oh, I tell you, that woman's mad as a hatter. Religious mad, I tell you. She's the one, and we must watch her.
Really, I thought you had formed your opinion in a different quarter.
Yes, but I changed my mind, and I'll tell you for why. She's not scared. She's the only one who isn't. You know why? Because she knows quite well she's in no danger. And furthermore,
Thank you very much. Well, we've made some coffee. It's rather cold in here, isn't it?
yes, it's hard to believe when you think what a beautiful day it was this morning.
Are Captain Lombard and Rogers still out?
Yes, no boat put out for this. You know, it didn't land anyway.
Miss Brent.
Oh, allow me.
You were right to insist on our going to lunch and drinking some brandy with it. I am feeling a little better, but all the same, it's a nightmare. Seems as though it can't be true. What are we going to do about it?
I should like shortly to propose that we have an informal court of inquiry. We may be at least able to eliminate some innocent people.
You don't have a hunch of any kind, have you, Miss Claythorne?
Oh, I...
If Miss Claythorne suspects one of us three, that is rather an awkward question.
No, I'm sure it isn't any of you. But if you ask me who I suspect, I'd say Dr. Armstrong.
Armstrong?
Well, yes, don't you see? He's had far and away the best chance of killing Mrs. Rogers. It'd be terribly easy for him as a doctor to give her an overdose of sleeping stuff.
Yes, but somebody else gave her the brandy, remember?
Her husband had a good opportunity of administering a drug.
Oh, it isn't Rogers. You know, he wouldn't have the brains to fix all the stuff, nor the money. Besides, you know, you can see he's scared stiff. Oh, yeah.
My God, it is something of a storm.
Oh, it's only you.
Who do you think it was, Beatrice Taylor?
Not a hope of rescue until this dies down. Is that coffee? Good. I'm taking to coffee now, you see.
Oh, well, such restraint in the face of danger is nothing short of heroic.
Now, I don't profess to be a weather prophet, but I should say it's highly unlikely that a boat could reach us even if it knew of our flight within 24 hours. Even if the wind goes down, the sea is still to drop.
You're awfully wet. You're dripping on the floor.
Sure. Is anyone a swimmer? You know, would it be possible to swim?
No, it's over a mile. And this sea, you'd be dashed on the rocks and drowned.
I suppose you're right.
I beg your pardon, Miss Prince?
I have to do it now.
Goodness, it's terribly cold in here.
Well, I could light a nice fire if you like, miss.
Oh, yes, that would be a good idea.
Very sound scheme, Rogers.
Pardon me, sir, does anyone know what's become of the top bathroom curtain?
Really, Rogers, are you going back too?
The bathroom curtain?
Yes, sir. Scarlet oil silk, it's missing.
Anybody seen a scarlet oil silk bathroom curtain? No good, I'm afraid, Rogers.
It really doesn't matter, sir. It just seemed kind of odd. I'll get a few sticks, miss, and get a nice fire going. Excuse me.
Well, I wonder if he'd like some hot coffee. He's awfully wet. Mr. Rogers?
What's become of Armstrong?
He went up to his room to rest.
Somebody's probably battered him one by now.
I should hope he had good sense to bolt his door.
It won't be so easy now that we're on our guard.
I shouldn't be too confident, Mr. Bloch. I should like shortly to propose certain measures of safety which we should all adopt.
Against whom?
Against each other. We are all in grave danger. Of the 10 people who came to this island, 3 are definitely cleared. That leaves 7 of us. 7 little Indian boys.
Well, you know, in spite of what Mr. Claythorne said just now, I'd say that you, Sir Lawrence, and Dr. Armstrong are above suspicion. Why, he's a well-known doctor, and you're known all over England.
Well, that proves nothing at all. Judges are known to go mad before now. So have doctors. So had policemen.
Here, here. Well, does he want some coffee?
No, he said he'd rather make himself a nice cup of tea. Oh, wait, what about Dr. Armstrong? Do you think we ought to take him up a cup?
I'll take it up if you like.
I'll take it. I want to change.
Oh, well, yes, you ought to. You catch cold.
I think Dr. Armstrong might prefer to see me. He might not admit you. He may be afraid of your revolver.
That revolver. I wonder what to do about that.
Do go and change.
What were you going to say?
Well, I'd like to know why you brought a revolver down here on what's supposed to be a little social visit.
You would you?
Yeah.
Well, I've led a rather adventurous life. Got into the habit of taking a revolver about with me. Been in a jam once or twice. It's a pleasant feeling to have a gun handy, don't you agree?
We don't carry them. Now then, I want the truth about this gun.
What a damn suspicious fellow you are.
And I know a fishy story when I hear one.
About that revolver, I'd like to hear what you have to say.
Oh, well. I got a letter asking me to come here as a guest of Mr. and Mrs. Owen. The writer said it would be worth my while. Heard I'd got the reputation for being a good man in a tight place. That there might be some danger, but I'd be all right if I kept my eyes open.
I'd never fallen for that.
Well, I did. I was born. God, how I was born back in this tame country. It was an intriguing proposition, you must admit.
A little too vague for my liking.
That was the whole charm. It aroused my curiosity.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Will you go and change, please?
I'm going, my sweet. I'm going. The maternal instinct, I think it's called.
Don't be ridiculous.
That's a tall story. No, it is true. Why didn't he tell it to us last night?
He may have thought this was exactly the emergency for which he'd been prepared.
Well, perhaps it is.
I hardly think so. It was just Mr. Owen's little bit of cheese to get him into the trap with the rest of us. He must have known him quite well enough to rely on his curiosity.
Well, if it is true, he's a wrong that man. I wouldn't trust him a yard.
Oh, well, are you such a good judge of the truth?
We've got to get out of here. We've got to get out before it's too damn late.
One thing we must not do is to give way to nerves.
I'm sorry. Rather a case of a physician heal thyself. It's just that I've been overworked lately and run down.
Sleeping badly?
Yes. I keep dreaming. Hospitals, operations, a knife at my throat.
Real nightmares.
Yes. Do you ever dream that you're in court? In court, sentencing a man to death?
If you are referring to the man by the name of Edward Seaton, I can assure you I shall lose no sleep over that man. A particularly brutal and cold-blooded murderer. However, I cooked his goose.
It's damn cold in here.
Yes, I wish Rogers would hurry up.
Yes, where is Rogers? He's been a long time.
He said he'd gone to get some sticks.
Sticks. Oh my God, sticks.
My God.
Is another one gone? Are there only 6?
There are only 5.
Lombard and Rogers.
Oh no, not Philip.
Rogers! Rogers!
Have you seen Rogers?
Rogers!
No, why should I?
2 more Indians have gone.
2?
I thought it was you.
Well, what is it?
In the scullery.
Is he...
He's quite dead, all right.
Well, how?
Somebody must come up behind him with an axe and...
One chopped himself in half and then there were 6.
Stop it, Vera. Stop it, Vera. Vera, stop it! She'll be all right. What's next, boys? Bees? Well, that's the next verse, isn't it? 6 little Indian boys playing with a hive. A bumblebee stung one, and then there were 5.
My God, he's right.
A bumblebee stung. They all look pretty spry. There's nothing wrong with any of us. My God, you didn't think. A hypodermic needle.
Modern bee sting.
While she was sitting there, one of us...
One of us?
Which one?
Cheer up. Chairs don't go up automatically. You don't want to force it?
of Indian boys sitting in a row, watching each other and waiting for the blow. New version, up to date.
I hardly think this is a moment for your facetiousness.
Off the relief of moon. Damn that electric plant running down. Let's play a nice round game. What about inventing one called suspicions? A suspects B, B suspects C, and so on. Let's start with Blore. Not hard to determine whom Blore suspects. Sticks out a mile. I'm your fancy, aren't I, Blore?
I wouldn't say no to that.
You're quite wrong, you know. Abstract justice isn't my line. If I committed murder, there would have to be something in it for me.
All I say is that you acted suspiciously from the start. You told two different stories. You came down here with a revolver. Now you say you've lost it.
I have lost it.
Oh, that's a likely story.
What do you think I've done with it? I suggested myself you should search me.
You don't have it on you. You're far too clever for that. But you know where it is.
And I've cached it, ready for the next time.
Well, I shouldn't be surprised.
Why don't you use your brains, Blore? If I wanted to, I could have shot the whole lot of you by this time.
Pop, 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 pop. That's not the big idea, is it?
The crazy touch? My God, man, I'm sane enough.
Well, the doctor says there are some lunatics that you'd never know were lunatics. That's true enough, I'd say.
We shouldn't just sit here, doing nothing. There must be something. Surely there is something we can do. Perhaps if we lit a bonfire.
In this weather.
It's all a question of time and patience. The weather will clear, and we can do something. Light a bonfire, hit a rock, signal.
Time? A question of time? We don't have any time. We shall all of us be dead.
I think the precautions we have adopted are adequate.
We should all be dead, I tell you. All but one. You think of something? He's thinking right now.
Poor Louise. What was her name, please? Was it nerves that made you do her in, Doctor?
No. Drink. I used to be a heavy drinker. God help me, I was drunk when I operated. Quite a simple operation. My hand shaking all over the place. I can see her now. A heavy, countrified woman, and I killed her.
So I was right. That's how it was.
The nurse knew, of course, but she was loyal to me, or at least to the hospital. I gave up drink. Gave it altogether. I went in for a study of nervous diseases.
Very successfully.
1 or 2 lucky shots, and you give results with 1 or 2 important women. They talk to their friends. For the last year I've been so busy I haven't known which way to turn. I got to the top of the tree.
Until Mr. Unknown Owen. And then down will come Cradle and Doctor and all.
Oh, God, would you stop your damnable sneering and joking?
Gentlemen, please, we can't afford to quarrel.
That's okay by me. I apologize.
It's just this terrible inactivity. It gets on my nerves.
We are, Doctor, and I feel convinced the only measures possible. So long as we remain together, all within sight of each other, a repetition of the tragedies that have occurred is impossible. We've all submitted to a search, therefore we know that no man is armed either with firearms or a knife, nor has any man got a narcotic or a drug about his person. So long as we remain together, nothing can happen.
But we can't go on like this. We shall need food and sleep.
That's what I say.
Obviously, the murderer's only chance is to get one of us detached from the rest. So long as we prevent that, we are safe.
Safe?
You're very silent, Clara.
I don't think I have anything to say. Oh, I wish I knew what time it was. It's awful waiting for the hours to go by, yet feeling that they may be the last. Well, what is the time?
8:30.
Is that all?
Pretty awful light, this. How are the candles holding now?
Seems to be a whole package. You know, the storm's dying down a bit. What do you think, sir?
Perhaps we shouldn't get too optimistic.
The murderer's got everything on his side. Why, even the weather seems to be falling in with this plan.
Yes, well, what about something to eat?
Well, if you like, I could go out and open some tongue and make some coffee. But you four stay here. Well, that's all right, isn't it?
Not quite, Miss Claythorne. You see, it may be inadvisable to eat or drink something that you had prepared out of our sight.
Oh. Well, you don't like me very much, do you?
It's not a question of likes or dislikes.
There are very few things that will get past you, Sir Lawrence. You know, if you won't be offended at my saying so, you're my fancy.
This is hardly the moment for any of us to indulge in the luxury of taking offense.
I don't think it's Bloor. I could be wrong, but I can't feel you've got enough imagination for this job. All I can say is if you are the criminal, I take my hat off to you for a damn fine actor.
Well, thanks for nothing.
I don't believe it's a doctor. I don't think he has the nerve.
No.
You've got plenty of nerve, Vera. On the other hand, you strike me as eminently sane. Therefore, you'd only do murder if you had a thoroughly good motive.
Oh, thank you so much.
I just thought of something.
Splendid. Animal, mineral, or vegetable?
That man, he says he's a police officer. But there's no proof of that. He only said so after the gramophone record. His name had been given. Before that, he was pretending to be a South African millionaire. Perhaps the police officer's another impersonation. What do you know about him? Nothing. Nothing at all.
Oh, he's a policeman, all right. Look at his feet.
No, you know, I don't think that's very funny.
Well, now we know where we are. Oh, by the way, Miss Claythorne suspects you, Doctor. Oh, yes, she does. Haven't you seen her shoot a dirty look from time to time? It all works out quite prettily. I suspect Sir Lawrence. Bloor suspects me. Armstrong suspects Bloor. What about you, sir?
Well, quite early in the day, I had formed a certain conclusion. Everything that had occurred pointed quite unmistakably to one person. I'm of that same opinion.
Which one?
Well, no, I think it inadvisable to mention that person's name.
Well, what about the food item?
No, let's stay here. We're all safe here.
I can't say I'm hungry.
I'm not ravenous myself. Well, you go on out and have a guzzle by yourself, Bloor.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't I go out and bring in a tin of biscuits? Now, is that all right?
Good idea. Good idea. Oh, Bloor.
Yeah.
And an open tin, Bloor.
Ha, ha, ha.
It's only the wind making the curtains rattle.
I wonder what happened to the bathroom curtain. The one that Rogers missed.
By the wildest stretch of imagination, I cannot see what any homicidal lunatic wants with a scarlet oil silk curtain.
No, things seem to have been disappearing. Miss Brent lost a skein of knitting wool.
So, the murderer, whoever he or she is a kleptomaniac too.
How does it go? 5 little Indian boys.
Going in for law. One got in Chancery.
In Chancery, but how could that apply? Oh, unless, of course.
Precisely, my dear young lady. That's why I'm sitting right here.
Ah, but I'm casting you for the role of murderer, not victim.
The term could apply to a boxer.
Maybe we'll start a free fight. That seems to let you out, my dear.
Oh, that awful rhyme. It keeps going round and round in my head. I think I'll remember it till I die. This Mr. Glover's a long time, isn't he?
I expect the big bad wolf has got him.
Oh, it has to be thought, Captain Lombard, to try and refrain from your rather peculiar sense of humor.
Sorry, sir. It must be a form of nervousness.
Put up your hands. Search him.
Oh, no, thank you.
Come now, you've had no dinner.
I couldn't eat anything.
I warn you, Bloor will wolf the lot.
Well, I don't see why you need to be so funny about it. You know, starving ourselves won't do us any good. How are we off the cigarettes?
I haven't got it.
I run out too.
Unfortunately, I'm a pipe smoker.
Well, I've got a whole box upstairs in my suitcase. I'll go get them. I could do with a cigarette myself. See that you all stay where you are.
Not bad, these biscuits.
What are they, cheese?
Cheese and celery.
That girl ought to have had some.
Yes, her nerves are in quite a bad state.
I don't know that I agree with you there, Doctor. Miss Claythorne strikes me as a cool and resourceful young lady. Quite remarkably so.
So that's your idea.
Hardly likely. Oh, a woman.
You and I, Doctor, see women from slightly different angles.
Oh, well, we'll have whiskey.
Good idea, provided we tackle it in an open bottle.
Come on, Ron. Come on.
Who's there?
Draft on the stairs, blowing the candles out.
Where's Dr. Armstrong?
I'm hunting for the matches.
Never mind matches, get some more candles.
I was horrified to death. It went right around my throat. The window was open in my room. It blew out the candles. I opened the door, and then this long strand of seaweed touched my throat. Oh, I thought in the dark that I was being strangled by a wet hand.
I don't wonder you yelled.
Who could have hung that seaweed there?
I don't know, but when I find out, you'll be sorry you ever...
Who's that?
It's all right, Miss Claiborne. It's on me.
Here we are. Gee. Now who fired that shot?
He's dead. Shot through the head.
One got in Chancery, and then there were four.
Sure.
You got me out of the way, didn't you? You got me to go upstairs for cigarettes. You hung that seaweed there. You did it all so you could kill that helpless old man in the dark. Oh, mad, all of you. Crazy. That's why you wanted the red curtain and the knitting wool. It was all planned long ago for that. Oh my God, let me out of here.
3 little Indian boys sitting in a row, thinking as they guzzle who's next to go.
Oh, Philip, please.
That's all right, Miss Claiborne. I don't mind joking on a full stomach.
I must say I was hungry, but all the same, I don't think I shall ever fancy tin tongue again.
I was wanting that meal. It made me feel like a new man now.
We've been nearly 24 hours without food. That does lower the morale.
Somehow, in the light of day, everything seems different.
You mustn't forget, there's a dangerous homicidal lunatic somewhere loose on the island.
Why is it one doesn't feel so jittery about it anymore?
Because now we know beyond any possible doubt who it is, eh, Blow?
That's right.
It was that awful uncertainty before, looking at each other and wondering which.
Well, I said all along it was Dr. Armstrong, didn't I?
You did, my sweet, you did. That is, of course, until you went completely bats and suspected us all.
It does seem rather silly in the light of day.
Very silly.
Well, allow me, it is Armstrong. Now, what's happened to him?
We know what he wants us to think has happened to him.
What exactly did you find?
One shoe. Just one shoe. Sitting prettily on the cliff's edge. Inference? Dr. Armstrong has gone completely off his onion and committed suicide.
It's all very circumstantial, though. Even to the one little Indian broken over there in the doorway.
I thought that was rather overdoing it. A man wouldn't think of doing that if he was going to drown himself, would he?
Quite so. But we're fairly sure he didn't drown himself. But he had to make it appear as though he were the 7th victim, all according to plan.
Supposing he really is dead.
I'm a bit suspicious of death without bodies.
What extraordinary to think there are 5 dead bodies in there. And here we've been eating tin tongue.
Your delightful disregard for facts. There are 6 dead bodies, and they're not all in there.
No, she's right. There are only 5.
What about Mrs. Rogers?
Oh, I counted her. She makes the 5th.
Now look here. Marston 1, Mrs. Rogers 2, General Mackenzie 3, Emily Brent 4, Rogers 5, and Walgrave 6.
All right, 7, 8, 9, Armstrong 10. That's right, old man. Sorry.
Do you think it would be an idea if we brought Mrs. Rogers downstairs and shoved her in the morgue, too?
Now, look, I'm a detective, not a bloody
For
undertaker.
heaven's sake, stop talking about bodies. The point is that Armstrong murdered them.
Yes, and we ought to have realized it was Armstrong straight away.
Well, how do you think he got a hold of your revolver?
Haven't the slightest idea.
Tell me exactly what happened last night.
Well, after you threw your fit hysterics and locked yourself in your room, we all figured that we'd better go to bed.
So we all went to bed and locked ourselves in our rooms.
About an hour later, I heard someone pass by my door. I went out and tapped on Law's door. He was there all right. Then I went to Armstrong's room. It was empty. That's when I tapped on your door and told you to sit tight, whatever happened. Then I came down here. The window to the balcony was open, and my revolver was lying just beside it.
Well, why the devil should Armstrong chuck that revolver away?
Don't ask me. Either it's an accident or he's crazy.
Where do you think he is?
Somewhere, lurking, waiting to have a crack at one of us.
Well, then we ought to search the house, hadn't we?
Oh, what, walk into an ambush?
Oh, I never thought of that.
Are you quite sure you heard no one moving about after we went out?
Oh, I imagined all sorts of things. And nothing short of setting the house on fire was going to get me to unlock my door.
I see. Just thoroughly suspicious.
Well, you know, what's the use of talking about it? What are we going to do?
If you ask me, do nothing. Sit tight, take no risks.
Now, look here, I want to go after that fellow.
What a dog of the bulldog breed you are, Lord. By the way, between friends and without prejudice, you did go in for that little spot of perjury, didn't you?
Oh, well, I suppose it doesn't make any odds now. Landau was innocent, all right. The gang squared me, and between us we put him away for a stretch. Well, mind you, I wouldn't admit it now, you know. But...
You think we're all in the same boat?
Well, I could hardly admit it in front of Mr. Justice Wargrave, could I?
No, hardly.
I say, that fellow Seaton, do you think he was innocent?
Oh, I'm quite sure of it. Old Wargrave had a reason for wanting him out of the way. Well, Laura, I'm delighted you've come off your virtuous perch. I hope you made a tidy bit out of it.
Well, nothing like what I ought to have done. They're a mean lot, that Benny gang. I got my promotion, though.
And Landau got hard labor and died in jail.
Well, I couldn't tell he was going to die, could I?
No, that was your bad luck.
Yes, you mean.
Yours, too.
What?
Because, as a result of that fact, you may get your life cut short unpleasantly soon.
What, me by Armstrong? Oh, I'll watch it.
You'll have to. Remember, there are only 3 little Indian boys there.
Well, what about you?
I should be quite all right, thank you. I've been in tight places before, and I've gotten out of them. And I mean to get out of this one. Besides, I've got a revolver.
That revolver. And you said you found it lying down there? No, what's the proof? You haven't had it all the time.
Same old gramophone record. No room in your head for more than one idea at a time, is there?
No, but it's a good idea.
And you're sticking to it.
And I would have thought of a better story than that if I were you.
I only wanted something simple that a policeman could understand.
Well, what's wrong with the police?
Nothing, now that you've left the force.
Now look here, Captain Lombard. If you're an honest man, you should pretend...
Oh, come, Law, we're neither of us honest.
Well, you know, if you're telling the truth for once, you ought to do the square thing. And just chuck that revolver down there.
Don't be an ass.
Well, you know, I've said I'd go through the house looking for Armstrong, haven't I? You know, if I'm willing to do that, won't you lend me the revolver?
No, I won't. That revolver's mine. It's my revolver, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, then you know what I'm beginning to think.
You're not beginning to think, you square-headed flatty. You thought it last night. And now you've gone back to your original idea. I'm the one and only Mr. Unknown, is that it?
Well, I won't contradict you.
Well, you can think what you
Well, I don't
damn.
mean...
I think you're both behaving like children.
Sorry, Mum.
Of course, Captain Lombard isn't the unknown. The unknown is Armstrong, and I'll give you one very good proof of it.
Oh, what?
Well, think of the rhyme. 4 little Indian boys going out to sea. A red herring swallowed one, and then there were 3. But don't you see the subtlety of it? A red herring. That's Armstrong's pretended suicide. But it's only a red herring, so really he isn't dead.
You know, that is very ingenious.
You see, to my mind, it's absolute proof. Because it's all mad, you see. Because he's mad. He takes a queer, childish, crazy kind of pleasure in sticking to the rhyme and making everything happen in that way. Dressing up the judge. Killing Rogers when he was chopping sticks. Using a hypodermic on Miss Brent when he might just as well have drugged her. He's got to make it all fit in.
That's right. Now, that might give us a pointer. Now, where do we go from here? So it's 3 little Indian boys walking in the zoo. A big bear hugged one, and then there were 2. You'll have a job that one. There's no zoo on this island. I say, Captain Lombard, what about a nice bottle of beer?
Oh, do stop thinking about your stomach, Law. This craving for food and drink will be your undoing.
Oh, but there's plenty of beer in the kitchen.
Yes, and if anyone wanted to get rid of you, the first place they'd put a lethal dose would be in a nice bottle of beer.
Well, I didn't see what's wrong.
Wait,
Sound like a boat horn.
Laura's got his.
How?
A booby trap, all set. A wire stretched across the path attached to something above.
Is he?
Yes, crushed, headstone. That great bronze bear holding a clock from the landing.
A bear. Oh, how ghastly. It's this awful childishness won't ever stop.
God, what a fool Paul was.
And now there are two.
Yes, and we'll have to be very careful of ourselves, won't we?
No, we shan't do it. He'll get us. We'll never get away from this.
Oh, yes, we will. I've never been beaten yet.
Don't you feel that there's someone now in this room watching us? Watching and waiting?
That's just nerves.
And you do feel it,
No,
don't you?
I don't.
Please, Philip, let's get out of this house. Anywhere, but perhaps if that was a boat, they'll see us.
All right. We'll go to the top of the island and wait for relief to come. It's sheer cliff on the far side. We can see if anyone approaches from the house.
Anything's better than staying in here.
Won't you be rather cold in that dress?
It'd be colder if I were dead.
Yes, perhaps you're right. A quick look about.
Now be careful, Philip, please.
Don't worry. I'm not below, and there's no window directly above. Hello. There's something washed up on the rocks.
What? It looks like a body.
You'd better wait in there, Vera. I'm going to have a look.
It's Armstrong. It's Armstrong's body.
It's Armstrong. Drowned. Washed up at high water mark.
So there's no one on the island? No one at all except us two?
Yes. Now we know where we are, Vera.
Now we know where we are?
Very pretty trick of yours with that wire. Quite neat. Old Walgrave always knew you were dangerous.
You don't
So you did drown that child after all.
No, I didn't. That's where you're wrong. Please, will you put that down and listen to me?
I'm listening. But you'd better make it a good story.
It isn't a story, it's the truth. I didn't kill that child. It was someone else.
Who?
Peter's uncle. I was in love with him.
Oh, this is getting quite interesting.
Oh, you don't stare, please. It was hell. It was absolute hell. Peter was born after his father's death. If he'd have been a girl, Hugh would have got everything.
Well-known tale of the wicked uncle.
Yes, he was wicked. And I was too stupid to know. He said that he loved me, but that he was too poor to marry. There was a rock far out that Peter was always wanting to swim to. Oh, of course I wouldn't let him. It was dangerous. One day, we were all at the beach, and I had to go back to the house for something I forgot. When I got back to the beach, I looked down and I saw Peter swimming out to the rock. Oh, I knew he hadn't a chance. The current had got him already. I flew towards the beach and Hugh tried to stop me. Don't be a fool, he said. I told the little ass he could do it.
Go on. This is interesting.
I pushed past him. He tried to stop me, but I got away and rushed down. Peter had gone before I could get to him.
And everything went off well at the inquest. They called you a plucky girl, and you kept discreetly quiet about Hugh's part of the business.
Do you really think they would have believed me? Besides, I couldn't. I was in love with him.
Well, it's a very pretty story. And then I suppose Hugh let you down.
Do you really think I ever wanted to see him again?
You certainly are an accomplished liar, girl.
Why can't you believe the truth when you hear it?
Who set the trap that killed Law? I didn't. And Armstrong's dead. I've broken most of the commandments in my time, and I'm no saint. But there's one thing I won't stand for, and that's murder.
Oh, you won't stand for murder. What about those natives you let to die in Africa?
That's what's so damn funny. I didn't.
What do you mean by that?
But once, just once, mark you, I played the hero. risked my life to save the lives of my men. Left them my rifle and ammunition and all the food there was, and I took a chance to rush. By the most incredible luck, it came off. But it wasn't in time to save them. And then the rumor got around that I had deliberately abandoned my men. That's life for you.
Do you really expect me to believe that? Why, you actually admitted the whole thing in front of everyone.
I know. I got such a kick out of watching their faces.
You can't fool me with a stupid lie like that.
Blast you!
Why didn't I see it before? It's there in your face. Face of a killer.
You can't fool me any longer.
Get back!
You cunning little devil.
If you come one step nearer, I'll shoot.
Young, lovely, and quite mad.
All true, my tin little Indian clan, my rhyme. You thought I was dead. You thought I was a ghost. Armstrong said I was dead. That was the clever part of my plan. Said we'd track the murderer. We'd fix up my supposed death, so I should be free to spy upon the guilty one. He thought that an excellent idea. Came out to meet me that night by the cliff without any suspicion. Sent him over with a push. So easily. He swallowed my red herring, all right. You know, Billy Claythorne, all my life I wanted to take life. Yes, to take life. I had to get what satisfaction I could out of condemning the guilty to death. Oh, I enjoyed that. It wasn't enough. I wanted more. I wanted to take life with my own hands. But I'm a judge of the High Court. I have a sense of justice. As between our sovereign lord, the king, and the prisoner at the bar, will true deliverance make? Guilty, my lord? Yes, guilty. You were all guilty, you know, but the law couldn't touch you. So I had to take the law into my own hands. Into my own hands! Silence in the court. Anthony Marston first, then Mrs. Rogers, Bob Joan of the brandy. Mackenzie stabbed. Got Rogers with an axe while he was chopping sticks. Doped Thimbley Brent's coffee so she wouldn't feel the hypodermic. Movie driver Bloor. Bloor was such a fool. I always knew it'd be easy to get Bloor. Returning that revolver with a clever touch made the end interesting. I always knew the two of you would suspect each other in the end. Question was, who'd win out? Banked on you, my dear, the female of the species. Prisoner at the bar, have you anything to say how justice should not be passed? Lady Elizabeth Claythorne, I sentence you to death!
No, stop! I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty.
Not guilty? Well, they all say that. Must plead not guilty, unless you're going out for a verdict of insanity. But you're not mad. I'm mad, but you're not.
But I am innocent. I swear it. I never killed that child. I never wanted to kill him. You're a judge. You know when a person is guilty and when they're innocent. I swear to you, I'm telling the truth.
So you didn't drown that boy after all. Very interesting. But it doesn't change things now, does it?
What?
Well, I can't spoil my lovely rhyme. You're the last one. When the little Indian boy left all alone, went and hanged himself, I have to have my hanging. My hanging.
I thought you were dead.
Thank God you can't shoot straight. It's not straight enough.
Oh, I should never forget this.
You know, there's another ending to that tender little Indian rhyme. One little Indian boy, left all alone. Then we got married.